A movie has never explained something so clearly. After 18 years, over 100,000 viewers rated an 8.5. After watching, only then did I realize beauty isn't just seen by eyes. You can smell it with your nose. The story unfolds in a 17th century Paris seafood market. A fish vendor suddenly goes into labor while selling fish, and when there is no crying, she calmly cuts the umbilical cord and kicks the baby. This is her 5th stillbirth at the fish stall, but unexpectedly, this time the baby lives. The cries also attracted several passers-by. She tried to kill her baby and the crowd noticed it. The crowd saw her. As a result, the woman is sent to the guillotine for infanticide. According to the law at that time, Grenouille was sent to a private orphanage. But people didn't know that the little guy they rescued would become a murderer, and the weapon of the crime is his nose. Grenouille had just turned 5 when he first showed a gift for smell. And over time, he can even tell by smell how many eggs a frog lays at the bottom of the water 30 meters away. But in that environment, this talent is far from what it used to be. So at the age of 13, Grenouille was sold to a tannery by the head of the orphanage. This is the moment he unleashes a new curse. First, his mother, then the orphanage director. Each death makes him stranger. At the tannery, people work 365 days a year. Most people couldn't last even a day, but Grenouille works there until he's 20. The boss take him to city for delivery. For someone like him who grew up in the country, he was also appreciated by the boss for his excellent performance. Going to the city is his only dream. He is like an exhaust fan at the moment, greedily collecting all the scents he can smell around him, even rolling his eyes from lack of oxygen. When he recovered, he find himself standing in front of a perfume shop. The nobles of that era only took a bath once every 6 months, so they used perfume to cover up their body odor. At first, Grenouille thinks this is the best smell in the world, but soon he realized he was wrong. In the alley next door, there is an even more amazing fragrance. It's not that strong, but after you smell it, it makes people unforgettable. And Grenouille was dying to know what it tasted like. Grenouille follows the scent and approaches a girl. The girl thought he was a pervert. She thinks it's a misunderstanding. So he took 2 grapes out of the basket. And at this point, Grenouille had his answer. The smell he was searching for was actually the fragrance of a girl's body. The girl was so scared that she ran home. Grenouille appeared behind her, following her scent. She panicked. After a few silent moments, she was shocked. She screamed, and he covered her mouth as someone walked past. When the danger passed, he realized the girl had died, and her scent was gone. For the first time, he felt real grief and cried in the moment. That night, he vowed to find a way to preserve a person's scent forever. This method is usually in the hands of perfumers. Then comes Baldini, once a modestly successful perfumer, now failing. He seems scatterbrained, but secretly he's been trying to copy that perfume's formula, without success. One day Grenouille delivers goods to Baldini's home. With a single sniff, he understands exactly what Baldini wants, the formula. He brings out essential oils and claims he can recreate the perfume. Baldini laughs. No master could do it, so how could this unknown boy? So Baldini took out a bottle. He wants to see Grenouille's awesome being punctured. The truth is exactly as the Baldini expected. Grenouille's approach is too casual and breaks every rule of perfumery. Baldini stops him in disgust and tells him that essential oils are always to be mixed first and the alcohol added, and never ever is perfume to be shaken like that. Looking at Grenouille's with confidence, Baldini not only had a hint of doubt, could this kid really get it out? So he took a straw and put some drops on the handkerchief, and he swiped with his little hand. It's the same perfume. Shaken, Baldini watches as Grenouille calmly creates an even better one in minutes. He sends the boy away to save face, and close the door. But once alone, he can't resist. He smells it, and is overwhelmed, transported into a world of flowers and memories. Unable to ignore such talent, Baldini spends all his savings to buy Grenouille from the tannery. And Grenouille knows exactly what that means. That night, the curse struck, the tannery owner drowned. And the perfume shop has been busy since Grenouille joined. Business has also changed from being unattended to a sea of people. In exchange, Baldini taught Grenouille a lot about perfumes. Legend has it that he is composed of 13 scents, and they were able to find only 12 of them. Another one is still mystery. Grenouille remembered the girl he covered to death. Could it be that the 13th type is body fragrance? Grenouille couldn't hide his excitement at the thought. He have learned how to capture scent and reprise it forever, the oldest distillation method. Granuel quickly mastered the technique, but it's not a flower that it's experimenting with. It's a pile of junk and it failed, as expected. Baldini, who came, was stunned by Granuel's brain, but even more shocked. Granuel put his dog in the boiler. Baldini told him that he can't preserve the scent of living beings. After listening, Granuel then collapsed to the floor. But Baldini is in a hurry. After all, he was counting on Granuel to make money for him. So he tells Granuel, there's another way to preserve scents in faraway Grasse. Before leaving, Granuel gave all his secret of the perfume to Baldini and new secret as well. Granuel left him 100 perfume recipes. Baldini is so happy with these formulas he can lie flat on the lower body, but what he doesn't know is everyone who is abandoned or abandoned by Granuel has only one outcome. Now, on the way to Grasse, Granuel had suddenly discovered a serious problem: everything smells in the world. Except he didn't. It means he doesn't exist in this world at all. This strengthened Granuel's belief. He must create the greatest perfume in the world. Only then can he prove his existence. Granuel smelled a familiar smell. It comes from a well-dressed blonde girl. Granuel followed her to the house and remembered that he can't extract body perfume yet and decided to go back to the perfume factory. He quickly mastered the method of extracting scents with oils, and he did this with his female colleagues. Unsuccessful, but by this time he had touched the door. So that night, he found another street girl and replaced the vegetable oil with solid animal oil. At first the woman thought Granuel was just playing around, but when she saw weird items in his bag she asked him to get out. Granuel can't help it. How did he turn a woman's pet into a stray dog? This time Granuel had high expectations. He not only changed the oils, he also replaced the last process with the Baldini's distillation method. And Granuel's experiment worked. He immediately prepared 13 bottles. He's going to fill them all up. Create an ultimate perfume that surpasses Egyptian pharaohs. The first to suffer were twin girls. They never imagined that after death, instead of going into coffins, they would end up in glass bottles. During this period Granuel also deeply appreciated the magic of this perfume. The perfume factory owner wanted to accuse him of being lazy, but when you smell the fragrance the attitude changed 180 degrees in an instant. Granuel doesn't bear the slightest burden of killing people because it was an honor for him that these girls were chosen. After all, they were all involved in creating the greatest perfume in the world. But as the number of crimes increased, some bodies were inevitably found. The local government wants to solve the case quickly, but they can't figure out a motive anyway because according to the forensic doctor body when they were found, they all remained untouched. For a time, the town was terrified. Households keep women at home and don't let them go out. It is in this case Granoli still collected 12 bottles of body scent. The empty bottle, he wants to leave it to someone very important, the blonde girl who he saw when he first arrived in Grasse, but soon he discovered a serious problem. The smell of that girl was slowly disappearing. It turned out that girl's father was worried that his daughter would have an accident, secretly took the girl out of the city. He's pretty smart. In order to cover it up, they both rode the trail. Then let your men get into the carriage and take the road, but that didn't stop Granuel at all. After he left, the stray dog snuck into the place where he worked. He took out the clothes and hair of the street girl. As more clothes were dug up, the government realized that Granuel was the murderer. But by this time Granuel was nearly 100 miles from Grasse. What's more, he has already found the last girl. Take advantage of the night Granuel creeps in and have things ready in the stable. Granuel has no smell, so the big wolf dog in charge of guarding didn't notice it. Next day the father arrived. The scene in front of him broke his heart to the extreme. He tried but failed. Granuel has finally collected the 13th body fragrance. At this time, as they mix together, the world's greatest perfume has finally been born. Soon after, the soldiers found it. But what they don't know is at this time, Granuel has obtained the magic weapon, as powerful as life itself. Everyone wants to know why he killed. Granuel has always been very calm. How could ordinary people possibly understand his great feat? So Granuel has only one answer. Next, Granuel will face the most brutal punishment in Europe. All the people came. They can't wait to see Granuel get slashed. But during the escort, Granuel quietly opened the hidden perfume. As the aroma disperses, all the soldiers' expressions became weird. And so they dressed Granuel. He was sent to the execution ground with a very noble treatment. When Granuel stepped onto the platform, all eyes are focused. It seems that Granuel is not a murderer at this moment, but a new king who is ascending the throne. The smile, everybody believed that he is innocent. But this still wasn't the effect he wanted. Everybody from the crowd cheered him. So he took out his handkerchief and poured half a bottle of perfume on it and gracefully released the scent in the air. Instantly, people fell to their knees before him. You think that's it? As Gray's handkerchief floats overhead, people were instantly set on fire unconsciously, began engaging in their most primitive rhyme with their lover. Yet seeing this, Granuel suddenly felt a little sad. He remembered the girl who sold fruit. It turns out that love once waved to him, but he had buried it with his own hands. Burying that feeling was like a spike hitting Granuel's heart, and what he was looking for was never the greatest perfume in the world, it's the fragrance left by the girl in my memory. At the end, Granuel returns to Paris with perfume, and went to the market where he was born. It was the best place for Granuel. He poured all the perfume on him. This is the moment. Granuel, who was born without smell, finally has a scent. This is his first step in the fight against fate. And that's the last step. Because then it's time for him to atone for his mistakes. And so Granuel was dismembered. Completely disappeared from the world. The only proof was the perfume.
Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.